Hey guys, today's a big day. Today we are going to get the pontoon boat out of winter storage and ready for the summer. I checked on it from time to time, and some of our poles inside would collapse and we'd get some ponding on the top of the cover, and I don't know if there's any damage or not, but we'll find out. Overall, the boat was in really good condition. You never know what you're going to uncover after it's sitting for the winter, but it looked really good. Alright, we're almost home. The truck pulled her well, she towed nicely, and get her ready to put in the water. Alright, got her in, got her home. Now we're gonna get her ready for the season. So, pull everything out of storage and start loading her up. I think we'll splash her today. We'll see. Now it's time to load up with all of the stuff. For those of you that have boats, you know that there's lots of boat stuff. And for those of you that don't know or don't own boats, if you're thinking about it, there's a whole bunch of extras that come with it. We keep the boat completely empty over the winter time, so all of this stuff we keep stored either in the garage or in the basement, protected from the elements. This is the frame for the bimini top. It's not particularly heavy, but just cumbersome. It's time to find a storage spot for all of the stuff. We keep the orange life jackets on board just because we have to have so many life jackets. And although they never get used or really worn, we've got them. We have other life jackets that we use for water sports and whatnot that are full zip fronts and stuff like that. Right now I'm installing this trash can on the front of the boat. I keep a small trash can up there, just attached to the deck, and that's where I keep our anchor. Our lake is a mud bottom lake, and the anchor always comes up just absolutely filthy. This trash can gives me a place to keep the anchor because we don't obviously have an anchor locker on a pontoon, and it keeps my carpet clean up front. It makes a big difference. So now we're going to put the battery in. I keep all of the batteries and from all of our vehicles, boats and ATVs and lawnmowers and tractors and whatnot, inside over the winter. I take the batteries out of everything that sits out, and they sit on a trickle charger all winter long, which really reduces my battery expense, because batteries are, for anyone who knows that has any of these types of toys, batteries are just the pits when it comes to replaceable items. I'm going to be adding a solar charger, trickle charger to this battery. Not that I've ever had any problems with the battery, but I think it's a good idea. So I'll do a video on that later. But that'll be nice insurance if we let the boat sit for a long period of time without running it. Now, as far as engine maintenance goes, in the fall before I put the boat away, I winterize it by I change the oil and filters. I change the lower unit gear lube, and last fall when I put this away, I accidentally overfilled the oil. So I just put a note in the engine compartment for myself to remind myself that I overfilled it. So I'm just rigging up a little pump here to stick down the dipstick pipe and pump some of that oil out so that I get the correct oil level. And although the engine's not hot, it's a hot day and the oil has got 0 hours on it, so it's, I can reliably check it. So this is a maintenance item that most people skip, and it's important, but grease all your zert fittings. It makes everything operate so much better and keeps them from corroding. And it's so easy to do, but I find people just don't do it. Back to the oil, you should always check the oil with the engine up and down, and I'll check it again later after the engine's run. Here I'm replacing the fuel water separator filter. Mine was 2 years old, and I find that I get a lot of water out of this gas tank. I don't know if the tank leaks, but I check that fuel water separator often, and I get a reasonable amount of water out of it, and I don't like it, but it's one of those things that I stay on top of. And I always fill it up before I put it on, just so that my fuel pump doesn't have to cycle as many times to fill it when I try to start. So this is, I swabbed the tank last season before I put it away, so this is the first gas that it's seen. And I always mix Staville 360, the blue Staville, in with it, and I've had good luck with that. The engine fired right up at the ramp, had no issues at all. I let her warm up for about 5 minutes or so, and then we just took it for a quick spin around the lake, opened her up, checked the oil. Everything seemed to be running great, so we put her to bed in her slip, and so we are ready for summer.